mans, we're coming up to a critical weekly candle close within the next 12 hours. I'm going to be telling you what we need to be looking out for critically on this candlestick. And also, there has been a hack on the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Yes, 200 ETH worth have been lost. We're going to cover off exactly what happened. We're also going to look into what's happening in the macro economy this week and what to watch out for. So make sure you hit up the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, check out the links in the description to get yourself set up on PRIMEXBT and BYBIT. If you want to trade any of these cryptocurrencies which we look at, you've got PRIMEXBT offering you up to $7,000 when you deposit, and BYBIT offering you up over $1,000 when you deposit. So let's take a look here, because you got Bitcoin in this channel, and there's no surprise right now sitting here on a Sunday that the weekend has looked like this. I mentioned this to you guys heading into the weekend, that when the equity markets are closed, Bitcoin lacks any direction, right? And it's not likely to dramatically fall to the downside, nor is it likely to dramatically rally, because it's looking to the wider markets for direction, and it's not going to get that until the open tomorrow. But very critically, we are forming a very important weekly candle close. I'm going to head into this chart. I'm going to show you this chart, which we've been looking at. And you guys would have heard plenty of times by now that we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red weekly candle closes consecutively, which is an absolute record in Bitcoin. And we are super close to creating a potential 10th, which is completely unprecedented and is really, really bad, right? The fact that Bitcoin cannot catch a break, cannot create a relief rally, is really worrying. But the more worrying thing, which is why I pointed this pattern out, was this neckline we have at 29,000. And this is the line we've managed to hold quite strongly in the summer of 2021 when we came to those lows, right? We came just as low towards 29,000, but we managed to hold that level. You can see no closes were even close, really. We had intra-week wicks, which penetrated close to 29,000, but all the candle bodies were above 32,000. Now we're getting closes well below 32, right? And now we're getting another candle that is getting too close to this yellow line for comfort. Now, let's take a recap of what happened in this weekly candle. For those of you who know candlestick theory, you'll be able to see this straight away, but just to walk people through how to analyze this candle to give you an understanding of how this week went, because you've still got 12 hours left of this candle. But this candle, this week, started off with us opening up at about $29,500. We ran to highs of 32,300 intra-week. We remember we had that brief relief rally. Most of that happened early in the week, Monday, which was a day off in the markets. And then you see we fell to lows of 29,200. Okay, so we fell to our lows of 29,200. But the candle now is sitting at about 29,700. So we're slightly off our lows, which is why we're green, but we're closer to our lows than the wick of the high, right? So you got this a bit of a high candlestick here to the top, and the body's at the bottom of the candle. Now, this is not great. What this basically means is that you started off the week really positively and you went excited, and then by the end of the week, the bears just took control back again. Okay, and that is not what you want to see. Now, the good news, coming back to this pattern, is the run up versus the bears taking control back again, okay, is that the bears have not quite taken back everything that we ran up this week, and that's why we're still green. But there's still 12 hours to go. So if that continues and we do indeed fall lower, then we'll get another red candlestick. We could potentially break 29,000. I don't think that's going to happen in the next 12 hours. We've got 700 of buffer here, which is good. And maybe if we just, even by the skin of our teeth, manage to hold this green, maybe we can use that as the catalyst to take us forward. And that's going to be the key, right? We just need some sort of we just need to catch a break, right? And if we could do that after here, 9 red candlesticks, I'll take this. I'll take this green candlestick, even though it's not the best of them. And then let's try to follow it up with a better week next week and try to go, just try to get a bit of momentum back in Bitcoin. But is that going to happen? Well, we need to take a look at what's on the landscape for crypto. And the first thing we need to take a look at is what's happening in the markets. And the first thing we want to look at is the most important thing actually for this whole week, which is Friday. And on Friday, you're going to get, this is 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, I believe, you're going to get the CPI reading for May. Really, really important. This is basically what the whole week is about for the markets this week. And we're going to find out what's going on. If the economy is not cooling down, okay, this is important. If the economy is not cooling down, inflation is not coming down despite a 0.25 rate hike and then a 0.5 rate hike, then the markets could get spooked. Because if inflation is not coming down, then what we're going to basically assume is that Jerome Powell is going to come out more aggressive and go 0.5, 0.5, maybe even bring 0.75% rate hikes back on the table. Okay, but if we see inflation seriously start to inflect down, then we could be like, okay, Jerome Powell's got a plan. He knows what he's doing. He's going to do his 0.5, and maybe we'll get a break. Maybe after 2 more 0.5% increases, we could get a break. Okay, don't forget, quantitative tightening started as well. If you've not watched my video, probably a handful of videos back earlier this week, go watch that because I explain exactly what quantitative tightening means, what impact it has on crypto, and why we need to watch out for it. So we want to see how does that play out over time as well. So those are the key things to look out for. Okay. Now, let's take a look at this because we got Yuga Labs confirms a Discord server hack, 200 worth of ETH NFT stolen. And this is really interesting, guys. This is not what you think. So normally when you hear of a crypto hack, you think, okay, a crypto hack would be the network getting exploited, somebody's taking over, doing something on the back end. No, this was more of a phishing scam, okay? So this was more of a phishing scam, so they should really kind of rework some of this literature here, because the reality was what happened, let's go into it, was the Discord was taking control of, let's say. So what happened was the person who, one of the admins, their account got compromised and somebody went into the account and posted phishing links, and people went into that links and they were giving up their money and their details, which is not great because they did that on their official account. Bored Ape Yacht Club did in fact tweet, and they've said the following: our Discord servers were briefly exploited today. The team caught and addressed it quickly. About 200 ETH worth of NFTs appear to have been impacted. We are still investigating, but if you were impacted, you can email discord@yugalabs.io. As a reminder, we do not offer surprise mints or giveaways. So again, bit of a kind of a stab back at. I think that's the responsibility of Yuga Labs. You can't let your verified accounts get compromised, right? It's one thing if somebody creates a copy account of mine and says they act to be like me and fish, but if I get compromised and because of that, you know, people who are following me gets compromised, that is not a great look at all. But at the same time, they're right in that people need to be sensible. If things look too good to be true, if somebody's offering you, you know, give me 1 Bitcoin, I'll give you 10. We've got to be more educated as a crypto base and look after each other to prevent these kind of things from happening. No doubt with that 200 ETH, we're talking about $360,000. I'm pretty sure if it was me at Yuga Labs, I'd be reimbursing anybody who got lost because it's not worth it. For that kind of a sum, it's not worth ruining your reputation. Cover everybody off, make them right, and keep it moving. Yuga Labs, you're one of the best crypto projects out there, and keep things moving on. Accept the mistake. You guys got hacked on your Discord. Pay them back, and let's keep things moving. Cool. So that's that. Now, what else are we going to look at? Well, the other things we want to look at is what's happening on the Fear and Greed Index. And the Fear and Greed Index continues to get pummeled. Okay, so it's still quite bad here on the Fear and Greed Index. I just want to show you here the yearly view, which kind of gives you a little bit more context. Pop that there. As you can see, the levels now you're getting to, these are really low suppressed levels, 10, 11, 12. But look how long it's been there for. So quite a while. And that is now taking you back to it's worse than the summer of last year. Okay, so that's what we need to keep an eye out on. But again, this is when we need to do our work. The constant reminder I have, and we say to our course member lives, is, you know, if you're not buying now, when are you buying? Are you the ones buying at 60? Be honest with yourself. Right? If you need the green candles to give you conviction, then admit it and admit that you need to work on that, because the reality is those who are dollar cost averaging in now continue to do well. And we covered off who is hodling, who is buying. We went for a whole bunch of interesting charts yesterday. I think we covered off 10 charts on on-chain metrics on Bitcoin. So go watch that video yesterday, the one labeled Andre Cronje, and watch that video. Speaking of on the Andre Cronje, we've got an update on Andre Cronje. And as I predicted when I was recording that video, it felt like a fake account, and indeed confirmed it's a fake account. Now, does it make any difference in the great scheme of things? No. It was a nice story to see that, oh, Andre Cronje was coming back on Twitter and he wanted to communicate, but somebody was sad enough to create a fake account. What did they achieve by it? I don't know. But Simone Pompose, the CMO of Phantom, which, by the way, we've got a great interview on the channel with the CMO of Phantom. Go watch that. Tweeted that it's a fake account and we must report it. So I think a bunch of people have gone ahead and reported it, which is great. And hopefully that gets taken down without any fuss. Okay, guys. Now, If you haven't signed up to PRIMEXBT, the link's in the description, guys. You are absolutely missing out. Get yourself set up. Click on deposit when you get in here. Use my coupon code. And by the way, you can deposit using your other crypto exchanges or your wallets. You can also just simply deposit using crypto cards, right? As in using your bank card. You can just buy the crypto. So get yourself set up, get yourself deposited, and you can earn up to $7,000 in bonuses. When you click on here, you can then have a whole bunch of trading charts. All your key tokens are here. You can get yourself traded. So do use my link in the description to get yourself set up. We've also got BYBIT offering a great deal as well, offering you up to $1,000 when you sign up. So get yourself signed up on BYBIT. And what I'm going to do is, if you guys are subscribed, because as a 10,000 subscribers, we're getting close. If you guys are signed up to BYBIT and PRIMEXBT and you're subscribed, I'm going to be offering a handful of people 6 months worth of free subscription to our course member live streams. For those who aren't familiar, we do 3 weekly course member live streams, and we do that every single week, okay? And we go through technical analysis, we go through fundamental analysis, we can critique your portfolio, we go through tokenomics, how to trade, we cover off loads in there. So I become like your kind of go-to person during the markets. If you want to see how I'm feeling, ask me a question, what am I doing in the markets, you get access to me 3 times on these weekly live streams and our Discord server just for you guys. So I'm going to be giving away some of those accesses, 6 months memberships to people who are subscribed. You've deposited in BYBIT, you've deposited in PRIMEXBT, you're going to enter into that raffle. So definitely get yourself set up. You just need to deposit a little bit, guys. You don't need to deposit loads. Just get yourself deposited a little bit, practice some trading, and you'll be into our raffle draw. Right, so there you have it, guys. There is what the market is showing that we need to be ready for going into this week. Don't be surprised if we see a little bit of a rally in equity markets early in the week. Remember, the CPI is all the way on Friday, which is a bit unusual that it's all the way Friday. Normally it's like a Thursday or a Wednesday. It's landed on a Friday this week. So don't be surprised if we get a little bit of a rally early in the week before maybe getting a little bit of volatility coming in closer to Friday as markets get anxious. That's something I'll be looking out for. I'll be keeping an eye out on the volatility. I like volatile weeks because it does offer you opportunity to buy the dip if you're dollar cost averaging, because you may get some crazy low prices. You also, it could be quite interesting in that we may have opportunities to trade. So make sure you're subscribed. I'll be sharing any trading patterns with you that I see or opportunities in the charts. Remember, on Bitcoin, we're getting to this critical level where if we get to 28,600, we could be looking at lower price points. But if we can bounce off of that level, then we could get some interesting price points back towards 31 and 32. So we'll be covering that off together throughout the week. Guys, I've got some really interesting videos for you guys to catch up on. So what I've done, a lot of you guys were asking me, is I've created a binge-worthy playlist. So I've created that playlist. You can find it on my channel. And basically what I'm going to do there is all the kind of evergreen type videos that aren't technical analysis or day-to-day updates, I've put in there. So when you guys get a chance in an evening or a weekend like I tend to do, and you just want to binge watch a bunch of content, you can go ahead and catch up on all the alpha in there, because that stuff isn't time sensitive. The normal day-to-day updates, they'll just be here, and then those videos you can go watch there. So what I'm going to do at the end of this video, I'm going to link up the video to the layer 2 video. Please go watch that if you haven't watched that, because we talk a lot about layer 1 solutions on this video, but it's important we understand and / are prepared to invest in the layer 2 solutions as well. I'll also link up the video to the things you need to consider want to become a full-time crypto investor. Go watch that, guys. Really in-depth video with a lot of the tips that I took on board and I used to become full-time here in crypto. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash up the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.